Hi everybody, welcome to our statistics review of constructing and comparing graphs using SOCs. Our topic was to analyze the distributions of graphs, and we split this into two parts. The first part is when you construct and then analyze a graph, and the second part is when you compare two graphs that are already given. In AP Stats, we analyze distributions using the acronym SOCs. The first S stands for spread, which can be measured using the IQR or standard deviation. The O stands for outliers, which can be found using the 1.5 times IQR rule. C stands for center, which can be measured by the mean or the median of the data. And S stands for shape, normal, skewed, unimodal, bimodal, etc. Now we are going to show you how to construct and analyze graphs on our calculator. For all the graphs we're showing, we're using the same set of data in List 1 and List 2. For a dot plot, select the plot in the top left corner. Then click Graph, and then zoom 9 in order to see all the data points. To make a histogram, we go back to our graph settings and choose the graph in the top right corner. From there, you click Graph and then zoom 9 again to see all the data. In our graph settings, for a box plot, there are two different types. There's a modified and an unmodified. We want to choose the modified, which is the bottom left, because this will show us the outliers if there are any in the data. In this case, our data didn't have any outliers, so we just see a regular box plot. For our last example, we're going to talk about ogives, which are cumulative frequency plots. The y-axis of an ogive represents 0 to 100% of the relative frequency of the data. Just a reminder for the AP exam, you will not have to construct an ogive on your own. It will be given to you. And if there is an ogive to analyze, you will only be given one. You will not have to compare two ogives. To analyze an ogive using SOCs, we first start with spread. To measure the spread, we use the range of the ogive. To do this, we look at the point at 100% on the y-axis and subtract the point from 0% on the y-axis. For outliers, well, sadly on an ogive, we can't really tell where outliers are. We can tell the center, however. To find the median, which will be our measure of center for an ogive, go to the 50% mark on the y-axis. The shape is a little trickier to analyze. Basically, we analyze the shape by using the steepness of the slope of the line in the ogive at certain points. The steeper the slope, the more data is in that area. Don't cost yourself points on the AP exam for making silly mistakes. Don't forget to title your graph and make it descriptive. And don't forget to label each axis and use the appropriate units. Now we are moving on to the second part of this video. Previously, we found SOCs using our calculator in one var stats because we entered raw data. Now we are going to remind you guys how to find SOCs without a calculator, which will actually be a rough estimate. Another reminder for the AP exam. When given two graphs to compare, you must use comparative words. For example, bigger, smaller, wider, etc. And don't forget to provide the actual numbers from each graph that you're comparing. Now, we will be comparing two histograms using SOCs. For these two histograms, we would say that they have approximately the same spread. That's because each histogram has data ranging from the smallest bin to the largest bin. Another similarity between these two graphs is that neither of them have obvious outliers. The center is a little harder to analyze in histograms. For this example, we can see that we know that graph 1's mean will be bigger than graph 2 because the data is skewed to the right. For graph 2, we can also say that the mean and the median will be approximately equal because the histogram is approximately normal. Finally, the shape of the top histogram is right skewed and unimodal, while the shape of the second histogram is normal and unimodal. Pause the video now to try this practice problem from the 2006 AP exam. And here's the scoring guide for that problem. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope that this video helped you review for the AP exam.